Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Well, hokey smokes. I didn't get up early by choice. 6:30 this morning. I was flip-flopping side to side to stay comfortable, but not doing bad. And then all of a sudden, when laying on my right side, I felt both legs, my hamstrings, especially up high in my upper thighs, just went, oh, let's cramp. So I quickly threw myself onto my back while I could, and then got my right leg braced on my left, swung my leg over, stood up, avoided the worst of it. But oh my gosh, it was a painful cramp to work out. And it was just 1% of what normally happens. I caught it just in time. Thumbs up for that. Past that, I am surviving. Went out for walkies in very hard rain. I'm surprised I didn't get more soap than I did. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Hopefully it is at least moderately acceptable weather where you are. That would be good. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Oh, and since I've done that, I might as well, hey, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, but of course only sharing with people that you think would like to watch an old man yammer on about inane subjects in an incomprehensible fashion. Thumbs up for that. I do not know why I'm so caught up with stuff, except this is the first time I've started talking in a couple hours. So maybe that has something to do with it. Thumbs up. Biggest thing I wanted to mention here, I was watching, of course, on YouTube, about what was going on in New Zealand with the Maori people and the treaties that were made and what they're trying to do now and what the right wing is trying to do. And it was a shocking thing for a lot of people when they broke into, starting with this one woman who was apparently quite pissed, tore what was being done in half while starting a Haka, the Maori people's war cry and war dance. And she started it. All the other people that were there, Maori people, they got up and started doing it. It was quite a display. And let me tell you, the Haka was originally done to demoralize their enemy and to moralize themselves. And let me tell you, just watching it as some schlub on the internet, I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck going up. Had I been trying to fight these people and hearing that, oh boy. It was quite demoralizing. So, thumbs up. Hopefully all the things go well. Here's the hoping. One thing I did purchase when I went out today, I had run out of green tea, and so now I have more of Uncle Lee's organic green tea. It's the only kind of green tea they have, so I buy it. Yay! And of course, oh no, I've lost it. Oh, here it is. More Earl Grey, and I still have half a box of the Earl Grey decaffeinated, so thumbs up on that. Past that, it's since yesterday just been very, very slow. I have not done much at all. I have done creative thinking on various subjects, primarily the solo RPG stuff. So I am always working on, it's mostly behind the scenes stuff that even I would never run up against if doing this as a solo RPG thing. But the thing is on that, I'm not trying to make it necessarily in these places something that would be interacted with, but it has to hold up to my depression and ADHD early foundations, perfectionism. And in my case, I gnaw at every idea I have, looking for weak spots. And if it has a weak spot and I can't figure it out, I just trash the whole thing and start over again with something that's not going to have that weak spot. Is that a healthy way to do things? No. But is it the way that I have done it my whole life? Unfortunately. But what I have been doing on both my Inside Outside Razor's Edge and the solo RPG setting, which is still part of the Inside Outside and Razor's Edge, is just to, oh my god, work at the things. But I've always worked on these things consciously. And as I talked about this a couple years back, and the way I do and why everything is so slow now, I have spent my whole life beating my head against walls, trying to get things done the way I want it, saying, going, here's the beginning point of a story, here's the end point of a story, this is what's got to happen, and then try to write it. And never been able to do that. It just does not work. And only in the past 5 years have I discovered that it's what works for me is to just go, here's a germ of an idea, give the big old block of creativity a slam into the darkness, and then let it go. Just let it go. I'll find it later by looking and listening, and then I'll find out where it's gone. And oh my god, that has been the way to do it. Yes, it's taken many years to do the whole Inside Outside Razor's Edge, but I think it is so incredibly deep because of that, to the point of, again, with the people in the solo RPG setting, with the world of Shensha, as the Dwaylen call it, on the continent of Karthkag, which is actually 3 continents that got smashed together with seismic activity from a great war that took place 5 million years ago. But these 3 subcontinents that smashed together tectonically to become one greater kind of supercontinent, they have different... Well, I've mentioned before that the Dwaylen and the Goya on Lanlua and Stilton, the 2 continents they live on, they've only explored about 40% of each continent. That doesn't mean that they, like the Dwaylen, started here and have been spreading out. No, they're spread out all the way across the continent. It's just that each city-state only has a zone of interest of about 100 or 200 kilometers, and if you're outside of that, they don't really know about anything. But you can still trace, well, this town here knows about this place, but it knows about this place over here, and this place over here, it knows about this place, doesn't know about this stuff, but it knows about here, and this place knows here, so when you come here, you know about over here. And just those tick, 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 you can go from one side of the continent to the other. Yes, there are places, lots of places, where nobody lives. They haven't been running across this world like we have in our reality. Everyone's taken it slower. Survival has not been to the point where you need to spread out and do these things, so everybody's taking it slower. But even though there are Dwaylen all the way across, nobody really has conquered every place. Forests are largely still all there. Nobody knows what's deep inside of them. Mountainous areas that are great and craggy. Nobody's been up these places. Swampy area. Desert areas. Yeah, they make small forays, but go, you know what, we'll just stick over here. Or, oh, we went over into the swampy area and 8 of our people got et. So we're just going to stay over here. And the same thing down in Stilton. They're spread out everywhere. It's just everyone with just a 1 or 200 kilometer zone around each city state. So no one place knows every place, and they aren't nations. They're just loose accumulations of political entities. They're not one big nation, they're just a whole bunch of city-states. Except for Karthkag, where the people, the Hulat, the Habani, the Apani, and the Orkani, they had originally, and took them 5 million years of development and movement, they were stuck in a very bad place far up north where there was not much, and it was very difficult survival, and it forced them into the speciation they are in now with 3 different species out of the one that got trapped. But with the changing of weather, it kept forcing them further and further south off of this one place that they were on. Part of Karthkag, but separated from the main body of the continent. And they got pushed through changing weather to the very edges of this land where they could not go further. When they got into the waters that surrounded them in that area, ships couldn't make it back. There is so much stuff underneath the water that would build up and then fall apart. But when it was built up, if you took a ship over that, it would rip open the bottom of your craft. And you couldn't map these things because they're always falling apart, and then another one would get built up. Fumaroles and volcanic activity. But it was only through the passage of time and the pushing upward of material, right there on a tectonic line, that finally it pushed the seabed up far enough that, faced with extinction because of the flowing ice, the people, the Hulat, managed to move via caravans. It took decades from what they now call wretched and unloved onto the main body of Karthkag. Now, Karthkag, again, 3 subcontinents smashed together into one larger one that stretches up from, not into the pole, but like on the North Americas, where it's scattered, land and stuff, but it goes up into the ice and comes downward almost to the ice of the southern pole. But with those 3 continents smushed together, the one subcontinent that the people of the Hulat are actually expanding downward into, that one has no other greater megafauna on it. This is the subcontinent where, in the 5 million years since the war from the previous civilization, this subcontinent had all the megafauna wiped out. So there is nobody there for the people, the Hulat, to encounter as they move downward. The other 2 subcontinents that are still part of the continent have a large amount of rodent-descended people who live there, and they are scattered about that subcontinent the way the people of Land the Winstelden are. And the southernmost one, the people are half subterranean, half not. They had been forced underground because of what was happening to their continent during the time after the war, and they've been trying to work their way back up to the surface ever since, taking thousands upon thousands of years. It's just slow travel and change of people and cultures. So unlike the other 2, the people of Karthkag, well, the Hulat are moving down into an empty area where they don't have to run into anybody. They do, and they will, of course, because especially down in the settlement of Nogrot in the Ogranak Forest, or Ogranic, depending on which way I pronounce it at the time, that is a superpositioning of everything that has been on the planet from the beginning of its formation with life to the present time. So you can find anything in this forest. Thumbs up for that. And hey, if you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up, and thank you for your help. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Without your help, I would be a badly hurting monkey. Well, a much hurt monkey. Not badly anymore. I would be a much hurt monkey. Now I'm just a hurt monkey. And I appreciate that with your help. Thumbs up. Thank you. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome. I keep drooling on it. Well, not drooling, but accumulation of saliva on this side. Yay. If you have left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you. I read every one that YouTube shows me. Thumbs up or heart each one that YouTube allows, and I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, which isn't as many as I would like, but at least it's some. So check to see if I reply. Yay! Whew. So past that, I am just taking the rest of the day as easy as I can. I never sleep well. I'm really tired, so I'm going to be not extending myself much more. If it's raining, I may or may not go out for another walkies later on. As long as you get in during a week, I think it was like 15-20 hours of mild exercise, you're doing good. About 3 hours of moderate exercise, which is race walking, or a shorter amount of time, I can't remember how much, of hard exercise. That's the basic minimums per week. So I get that and more. Thumbs up for that. Hopefully you get as much as you can too. So I'm going to edit, render, upload, and then again, take care of myself and try to entertain myself as best I can, both with computer stuff, solo board games, Heroes of Kalanor finally. I hope. That would be good. And hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. And if you cannot, please do not beat yourself up. I know from experience, it does not help you get it done better next time. It just makes you feel bad, and you deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. And oh, I gotta clean the screen on my AC unit so bad. They're just in the week and a half since I had mosquito screening put up there because of all the gnats from outside. Oh, there are so many bugs in there. Oh God. So I'm gonna try and get some screening on the outside of it, but thumbs up.